Hello my friends, welcome back to Keto and the Chaos. My name is Tammy, and on this channel I like to share all my tips and tricks on how I lost 207 pounds without surgery and how you can be successful on your own weight loss journey. So if that's what you're looking for, don't forget to click the subscribe button and ring the bell for more videos like this one to inspire you to get started. Well, hello everyone, welcome back. I'm so glad that you came to check in on me on my week 22 of my reverse diet. Can you believe that? I am all dressed up and ready to go because Dave and I are going to be going to his friend's wedding here in a little while. So I am all curled up and looking fancy because we get to go somewhere, which is weird. We're not going to stay for the dinner because I'm just super uncomfortable about that. But we are going to stop and get some prime rib on the way home, so that's always good. All right, so welcome everybody. If you are new, you may not realize that what I am doing right now is a little bit different than keto or what I've been doing in the past. So if you're new or you're returning, I'm going to give you a little bit of an explanation about what I've been doing for the past 22 weeks, which is I have been doing a reverse diet. Basically, what a reverse diet is adding calories a little bit at a time to heal your metabolism and encourage your body to burn more calories while you're just sitting around. Basically, to encourage your resting metabolic rate to increase. Especially, it is beneficial to those who have maybe done a lot of yo-yo dieting or have been doing very low calorie for a very long time, or maybe are eating low calorie but are just plain stuck because their metabolism has kind of caught up to them and they would have to drastically slash calories in order to move to the next phase of weight loss. So you would use a reverse diet as kind of a way to rehabilitate your metabolism, thus to make it more healthy and able to sustain another cut in the future. So while it feels like a step back, it's actually a step forward because it helps your body to be more efficient at burning calories, and so thus makes it easier to diet and get rid of the weight in the future. I have been very blessed and lucky that I have not really put on a lot of body fat during my reverse diet. That is not common, and it's actually was not what I was expecting. Most people put on between 5 and 20 pounds during a reverse diet, especially if they're really pushing the top end to try and get some bulk. So like as in some muscle building, they want to get that surplus so that they can then add more to their lean mass, thus burn more calories, thus eat more food. Because who doesn't want to eat more food? I know I do. So I started, my cut was at 1,300 calories, and over 22 weeks, I have moved up to where in this last week, I was supposed to be hitting 2,050 calories a day. So that's how far I have come in 22 weeks. On these videos, I like to talk about my exercise for the week and check in with you guys about that. I talk about all of my calories and how well I stuck to my plan this week, and then I show you all my weights for the week, yes, every single day, and then talk about what my plan is for the following week of the reverse diet. So I did lose my weight eating a ketogenic lifestyle. So if you are new and you're looking for advice on how to lose weight using keto, I have so much information. If you will go to my channel, my main page, go up there to the tippy top bar and find the playlists option, you'll find playlists of all of my different subjects that you can follow and figure out how to lose weight on a ketogenic lifestyle. I'm not currently eating keto, and I've received a little bit of flack about that I can't call myself a keto channel because I'm no longer eating keto myself, and I think that's just kind of silly. I am still teaching how to lose weight using ketogenic lifestyle. I still know a lot about it. I still talk about it all the time, and just because I'm not personally doing it, that doesn't mean this isn't a keto channel, because that's just silly. So if you are looking for those things, I do have playlists on getting started. There's a beginners playlist, and there's also the keto cut that I did last summer that has a lot of meal ideas and things like that. So if you're looking for that kind of thing, you will find it up there. Also, don't forget the about section where you can find all the links to my Facebook group, all the ways you can support the channel, my Patreon, Teespring, PayPal. What else do I have down there? Amazon wish list if you want to just send a gift. All kinds of lovely things down there for you guys to check out. And of course, information about my journey and all of that. So now we've gotten all the housekeeping out of the way. It is time for my exercise accountability. So one thing you guys may know about me if you've stuck around here for very long is that I am not an exercise lover. It takes a lot for me to get out and actually move my body. One thing I really do love is dancing, and it's pretty much the only kind of exercise that doesn't make me cringe when it's time to do it. Sometimes I do struggle going to class, but I always do enjoy it when I go. This week was killer hard. In my lyrical class and my clogging class, the teachers decided to step it up a notch and really pushed us to our max. My legs were sore this week for the first time in forever, which I cannot even believe. Then, of course, I did do a chicken bucket workout, even though I felt really miserable and it was super cold this week again. So I have those clips ready for you guys. I will tell you, I felt like it was killer, and my steps were a lot higher this week. I'm not sure on my average on that. While I am showing you those clips, I will check in on my average and let you know when I get back. guys, it is Thursday. It says it's 37 degrees out here, but it is literally bitingly cold. I don't know what it is about the weather the last couple of days, but even though I've done this workout at like 25 degrees with no gloves on and no coat, for some reason, it is just bitter. And I've been putting it off and putting it off. Yesterday, I should have done the chicken bucket workout. As you can see, they're mad at me. Do you see this is happening over there? They are like, woman, where is our food? Yes, I know. I'm sorry, ladies. They realize that if I'm going to do the workout, they are going to come watch me because that means I'm going to pour some scratch out for them and fill up their buckets. And you can see I put my gloves on today because it is so cold. And I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to feed them. I'm just going to tell everybody I didn't want to do the workout this week because it was too cold. But you know what? I just can't. I got to do it. So we're just going to get it done really quick and call it good. Got it done, even in the bitter. Girls are still watching me with great interest, ready for some food, I'm sure, rather than just being an audience. So I'm gonna get them fed. Glad I got this done. It has been an epic exercise week this week. Go me. Well, there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. Of course, I didn't show everything that I did in the class, but I showed a lot of it, and I hope you guys had fun. I checked out my steps, and I was kind of disappointed. My steps were actually only 48.55, which is lower than my average. So it must have been the fact that my legs were so sore that I felt like I walked more this week, because apparently I did not. But that's okay. It's fine. All is well. On the calories front, I guess we can get right into the nitty-gritty data. I've got this whole list to share with you too, which is a new one. So my goal for calories this week was 2,050 average per day. I like to calorie cycle. That's because on the weekends, I like the freedom of being able to eat a little bit more, have a little bit more treats. And so it just feels more like I'm getting something special when I keep my weekend calories higher. So my plan from last week, let's just look that up so that I get that correct. My plan from last week was for Saturday and Sunday to be 2,265 calories, and for the other 5 days of the week to be 1,965, which feels like a killer large amount of calories, can I just say? But I still, and I am not kidding, felt like I still did not have the amount of food that I want to have. I'm starting to think that the amount of food that I want to have is the amount of food that person should not have. But I don't know. We will see. I'm just going to keep pressing up with the reverse. Thank goodness I am tracking all of this stuff so that I make sure that I don't overeat and go back into bad habits that I have worked so hard to rid myself of. I actually have a really great video on stress eating. If you go to YouTube and you just search Keto Chaos Stress, I believe you'll find the one where I cured my stress eating and talked about the tips that I did for that. And that is the single most important structure and steps that I used to lose weight that actually made me succeed and will keep the weight off, because I've severed the connection between stress and food, and you can too. So go check that out if you haven't already. So as far as how did calories go this week, let's get into it. Okay, so Saturday's calories were 2,265. Ding, ding, ding. And Sunday is 2,265. Wow, that was a really good weekend. I'm so proud of myself. I was very careful. We did fun stuff. I ate fun food, and it was great. Monday, Dave and I went to a movie, and I'm not exactly sure what happened on this day. I do know that my total carbs ended up being like clear in Sky Highsville, like 227. The last time I had a total carbs number like that was Halloween, and I think it's because of all the keto treats. They're really low in net carbs, but they're really high in total carbs, and when you eat more than one of them, it really brings the carbs up quicker than eating actual carbs, which is funny. But anyway, I digress. I did not have any stomach issues or pain or any problems whatsoever this time like I did on Halloween. So I'm guessing my body is just getting more used to processing carbs because I've been eating 100 to 150 total carbs a day for quite a while now. So that was a relief, but I did find myself feeling a little bit more munchy, and I did end up going over my calories for the day because I ended up adding a little bit. I think I probably had gummy bears at the end of the day. That tends to be my thing that throws me over because it's the lowest calorie snack item I have on my shelf. It's only 60 calories, and so if I'm going to snack on something at the end of the day because I just really feel munchy, that's kind of where I head, that or sugar-free Jell-O, because it's very low calorie. Okay, so I'm just prefacing that because I didn't hit 1965. I got 2025. 2025 on Monday. Okay, Tuesday was 1957, which was a little bit low, so that's good. But then Wednesday, I was 2030. Obviously, for some reason, I was having a harder time hitting. Well, guess what happened on Thursday? I bet you can't imagine. Yes. My cycle started 2 days early, so that explains a little bit about why I was feeling antsy and munchy, and I feel like, you know what, if I went over a little bit, oh well, it's just not a big deal. On Thursday, I ate 1981, and on Friday, I finally got it right at 1965, or 64, sorry, 64. So that gave me an average of 2,069 for the week, which was only 19 above my goal that I had been going for. So I just feel like that's not a really big deal, especially since I went over last week as well, and it was only up 33 from last week, which is a reasonable raise on a reverse diet anyways. So there you go. As far as my macros, I know you guys like to know what my average protein, carbs, and fats were for the week. So I always add them all up just like I do all the other data. My highest protein day of the week was 195. I actually had 2 days that were in the 190s. And then my lowest was 142. And I actually had 2 days in the 140s with an average of 174 for the week, which means I hit my goal of having an average of 170 per day, which makes me super happy. Woohoo, go me. That was up 7 from last week. My carbs were at 104 net carbs average. My highest day was 145, and that ironically was not, my highest net carbs was not Monday. It was actually Sunday, 145. And on Monday, it was 123. Total carbs, though, were a different story. That's because on Sunday, I ate more regular real carbs, and Monday, I ate more keto treats. See how they get ya? Anyway, and my lowest day of the week was 76. So that 104 is the average net carbs for the week. My average net fat was 93, with my highest day being 112 and my lowest day being 72. All right, so I feel like I did pretty well. I am above, and obviously the fact that I was above is kind of telling me that I need to push up. So I really hope the weights will let me push up this week. So that all being said, I think it's time. We probably should show you that information, and then you can find out what my plan is coming up for next week. Let's get to the weights.
Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Something you and me, oh. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Jumping, flexing, no. I just want you to know. Something you and me, oh. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah.
All right, so there you go. You can see I started out pretty low. If you remember, last Saturday, I actually hit a low weight of 166.4, I think it was. And so the first 2 days of the week, we're starting off with the low zone of 168.6 and 168.6. But then I started going up on the scale. I'm not sure why. Maybe it was the extra calories. Maybe it was water weight. Maybe it was from the keto treats. Maybe it was because my cycle was coming. I don't know. That's why we do the average median weight and not go by the day weight that you are on the day you weigh in, because it changes based on so many variables that you can't trust one weight to give you the full picture of where you are sitting. So 168.6, 168.6, 171.2, 173.0, 173.8, 171.0, and 170.4 for an average of 170.9, which is down 0.4 from my median weight last week. All right, so I thought it would be fun to go over my median weights for all 22 weeks, and just so that you guys can see the consistency over time. I want you to remember that in week 1 of the reverse diet, I started with 1,350 calories. And this week was 2,050, right? So I have gone up 700 calories over the course of 22 weeks. And I'm going to read out these weights as quick as I can and then give you the average for the whole 22 weeks. Okay, here we go. Week 1. Remember, these are average weights for the whole week. Week 1, 171.9. Week 2, 173.7. Week 3, I could have panicked, 175.1. Week 4, 173.8. Week 5, 176.8. I think I was eating maybe, I'm not even 1,500 calories by then. Week 6, 176.9. That is when I began to panic a little bit. And it is also, ironically, when I started raising my carbs instead of my fats. I don't know if that has anything to do. It's correlation, not causation. So it's just coincidence. But week 7 started to go down, 175.4. Week 8, 173. Week 9, 172. Week 10, 172. Week 11, my lowest of the entire reverse diet, which was halfway through, 168.7. Week 12, 170.3. Week 13, 171.8. Week 14, 169.7. Week 15, 172.3. Week 16, 171.2. Week 17, 170.6. Week 18, 170.4. Week 19, 170.8. Week 20, 171.3. Week 21, 171.3. Week 22, 170.9, which is 1 pound down from my original week 1 weight over 22 weeks. And if you were to chart this all on a graph, it would go, right? Stayed the same the whole time practically. Eating tiny amount of calories, lot of calories. So, and the average across the entire reverse diet was 172.2, which I'm calling that good. I'm very proud of myself. So, that all being said, the fact that I had a really difficult time staying to my goal this last week is telling me that it's time for me to raise my calories up. So, I am actually going to push my calories up 50 and shoot for 2,100 calories per day. I do realize that eventually I am going to put on some body fat, and I am expecting that. I am well aware, and I have plans in place of what I'm planning to do when that happens. And no, I will not be panicking and jumping right into a cut. That is not my goal here. What I would really like to see happen is getting myself up to 2,200 calories or more for a stable amount of time, so that when I do decide to cut, an 1,800 calorie cut would be 400 calories less than what I'm eating, which would be phenomenal. It would be super awesome. So that's kind of like where my head is at. If I decide to do a cut, I would like to have my calories a lot higher. That way, if I do decide to do 1,300, it would be like a huge deficit. It would be like a 900 or 1,000 calorie deficit. That is awesome. That means I would have to cut for a tiny, tiny amount of time, which the shorter amount of time you can cut, the better, right? Get in there, get it done, and get out. That's what I want. All right, there should be like some snap thing that goes along with that. Get in, get it done, get out. I don't know. That's just silly. So anyway, my plan is today and tomorrow, so Saturday and Sunday, this is why I'm going prime rib tonight. Today and tomorrow, I get to eat the same amount of calories I was scheduled to eat on Christmas Day. 2,350 calories. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Who does not love eating more food? I definitely, as you well know, love eating more food. Okay, and then my regular daily calories are going to be 2,000 for an average of 2,100 per day. And I am nervous and so excited. I think there's something about hitting 2,000 like on my low days that's just making me feel like it's a gift and a present, and that I'm going to be like in happy land. It may not be true. I may still want more food. One shall not know. I mean, there's got to be a limit of how much food I can eat, right? We all know that's not true. I didn't get to be almost 400 pounds by having a limit on how much food I could eat. So I digress. Everything is going better than I ever imagined it would. I cannot even believe that I'm eating carbohydrates safely and that they aren't triggering me, and that I'm feeling normal and healthy and happy and fine. I cannot believe that my weight is staying stable for 22 weeks. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. So if you have been in a very low caloric state or in a big deficit for a really long time, I highly recommend taking a break and trying this. Yes, it takes a really long time. I have been doing this for 5.5 months. It's a long process. This is not an easy thing. And you have to be willing, like in the beginning when I had that big water weight gain or whatever it was, I don't know what it was, but when I had that big gain in the beginning, you have to be willing to push through and trust that it's not gonna, that's not gonna waylay you, and that even though you may put on some body fat, that it's going to benefit you in the future. Also, I'm now to the point where when I'm doing my exercise, I can really take advantage of that surplus, if I'm getting some, for my muscles. And the more lean body mass I can build up, the better off I'm going to be if I decide to do a cut in the future. And that is the exciting thing about doing a reverse diet. We have all the time in the world. We do not have time limits on how long this has to take us to do this process. Whatever you need to do to make it work for your body and your mind is what you need to do. And sometimes that means taking a break from dieting. That means not hitting your goal and being patient. Like, I still have not hit my true goal, my original goal, like my goal from when I talked about like what possible body fat percentage would get me to 27% or whatever. I don't even know anymore. I had kind of settled on 163. When I hit that 166, did part of me get a little anxious and excited and think, oh, if I just went on a cut right now, I could just right there to that 163. I did. I was tempted, but I reined myself in. I listened to Colin DeWay in my head saying, girl, you ain't ready for that yet. you got to reverse a little longer. And I kept doing what I'm doing because you have to be really patient with weight loss, and you also have to be patient when you're trying to do something else to build yourself back up, heal yourself, do whatever. You have to trust that you have to trust the process both ways and enjoy the phase that you're in. Colin's always talking about when you're in a cut phase, enjoy the fact that you're looking slimmer and you're looking healthier and you can do more things and you just feel better, like overall health-wise, and you look really good. And when you're in a diet break, enjoy the fact that you get to eat yummy food and you get to eat more calories and you get to relax about your weight a little bit. You don't have to hit the cardio so hard. You can spend more time on strength training and toning up those muscles and making them look really good and filling yourself out and raising your metabolism in preparation for another cut whenever you're ready and you feel uncomfortable, right? It's much better if you can enjoy the phase that you're in instead of thinking the grass is always going to be greener on the other side. You can't be mad if you put on body fat in a diet reverse and wish you were on a cut, and then when you're on a cut, wish you could eat more food. Like, that's just silly. Enjoy the phase that you're in. That's the best thing I learned from Colin DeWay, and I hope that you guys will learn that from me and that you will trust the process and maybe try it yourself. Again, if you're still here, you guys are my besties. You guys can put an emoji that is your favorite emoji that tells you how you feel about my reverse diet. It could be like a poo emoji, or it could be like a unicorn emoji, or it could be like something else. I don't know. If you put an emoji at the beginning of your comment, I'll know you made it to the end and you're my true followers, and I appreciate you guys so much. But don't forget to check out the About section for the links to all of the discounts and all the ways you can help the channel, and the Facebook group, and my email if you need the Getting Started guide and all the fun stuff. It's always in the About section. I take time, guys, to make that updated, so make sure you check it out. Thank you. All right, so that's all I have for you guys today. Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, my measurements didn't go up or down. It was the same. So that's always good too. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll talk to you all again soon.
Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Something you and me, oh. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Jumping, flexing,